Hey teens, I'm Miss Abby, your teen services librarian for the Slidell branches of the St. Tammany Parish Library System. Today we are going to make paper strip art that is included in your February Teen Toads Arts and Craft Tote. If you do not have an arts and crafts tote, don't worry, this craft can be done with some things that are around your house. It just may take a little more work from you. Before we get started as to how to make the paper strip art, let's go over what the teen totes are. So first we have the teen book tote, which is registered for between the 1st and the 15th of every month to receive between the 1st and the 15th of the following month. When you go to register for that tote, you'll have a choice between two themes, and you'll receive 2 books to check out based on those themes, and then a bunch of other stuff that are to keep. So the books need to be returned, but everything else is for you to keep. So there's snacks, swag, sometimes fun games, coloring bookmarks, all kinds of neat things. The other tote is what you have today, our Teen Arts and Crafts tote. And that is registered for between the 15th and 30th of one month to receive between the 15th and 30th of the following month. And that one has 2 crafts, usually advertised ahead of time so you can decide if that is a craft that you would like to do. In this month, it was the Lucky St. Patrick's Day Lucky Hats and the paper strip art. And then it also has like a snack and some other fun things in it as well. Sometimes some swag. It just depends on the bag. So don't forget to register for both teen totes. And you must register every month to receive. That way, if you are on vacation or whatnot, you don't have to worry about us having the tote and you not coming to pick it up. Now that we've gone over the totes, let's get started on our craft. So these are the materials needed for your teen tote craft. So this is a pretty simple one today. You're going to need a pair of scissors, which are not in the bag, a magazine or scrapbook paper, fun styled paper, anything you'd like to use. I included magazines in everyone's bag. Popsicle sticks for glue application. You can use something else if you have it on hand. In the bag is popsicle sticks. Some glue. This is some Mod Podge. If you don't have Mod Podge at home, you can use glue sticks, even Elmer's glue, whatever have you, and your arts and tote bag will be Mod Podge. And then you need 2 pieces of paper that have been cut out. This is cardstocks with a little sturdier that have some kind of design cut out. Everyone this month received a feather and a paw print. And then you also need a couple pieces the same size that are solid. And you'll see why. Okay, well, the first thing you're going to do is flip through your magazine and find some images, papers with lots of color, whatever it is that you like. I've already done that, but you're going to rip these papers out and then you're going to cut them into strips. And they can be varying length. They don't even have to be even if you don't want them to be. I have them in varying widths. I even have some that are not evenly across the board. I figured that might add some fun texture. If you don't like things like this, if you like them to be all symmetric, then you need to do that. I like mine to be a little bit hodgepodgey and a little bit crazy, so I cut mine to be a little bit of a mix. So there's no real rhyme or reason to this unless you're just really organized. I like to do things a little randomly. So what I'm going to do is open up my glue and I'm going to start putting a thin layer right at the top. And I'm only going to do a little at a time because it's going to, the magazine paper is going to stick to it pretty quickly. And I don't want it to be down too far. And also as it it'll dry fast. So I don't want to have to use it so fast. So I'm only going to go right here, probably about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in. And I'm going to try to keep this nice and even. So I'm just going across the top. And then I'm going to take my strips of paper and I'm just going to set them down. I'm going to do mine kind of random, but more than anything, I need to make sure that they overlap because I don't want any white to show. Let's see. Maybe like this. And I'm just going to keep going, adding a little bit of glue at a time until I've covered this whole sheet. And I think I might go up on this piece a little bit because it's a little thick. So I'm just going to come right over the top and do some glue and come down just a little bit. And then, let's see, it's kind of a fun piece. And it doesn't matter the width, like where you go, because we're going to trim everything that's not on this cardstock off. So don't worry about it if you overextend. That is totally okay. Let's see. One of these. That's cool. So it's wherever you find the pictures that you want to see. Whatever images you want to show. Let's do another. Oh, this one's cool. Let's see, is that long enough? Yes. So let's do a nice layer for that one. Your hands might get a little messy for this. That's okay. Just keep going and going until this paper is completely full. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so we can move on to step 2. Okay, so I have my cardstock covered with my strips. And I'm going to flip it over. This is best if you can give it a minute to dry. Just so it won't be so soggy trying to cut it. But I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to go to the edge of each side of the cardstock and I'm just going to trim it. Okay. We can do this again later too if need be once we put the 2 pieces together. If you need it to make it look a little more finished. Okay. So I'm going to trim that side. Then I'm going to come back and trim this side. And again, this is a little bit easier. It might come out a little bit cleaner if you can give it a minute to dry. Okay. So I have it nice and trimmed on either side, plenty even. And now I'm going to choose which of my cutouts I would like to put on top of this one. So I have all of my wonderful images there, and I can choose either the puppy paw, which is kind of cute, or the feather. I think with this one, because it's textiles, I'm just going to go ahead and use the feather because it's just really cool. But you have both of those. If you want to do your own images on cardstock, you're also welcome to. But everybody has a feather and a paw print. And so I'm just going to take my glue and I'm going to go mostly just to the outer edges. I'm not going to really worry about all these little points here. I just want to make sure I get these outer edges and kind of roughly abstractly around the feather so it sticks pretty clean. You don't have to get every single piece. It will be fine. And I'm just using that popsicle stick to kind of spread my glue evenly. So I don't have any like weird bubbles or terrible warping, which is also possible with when you're working with wet glue. I'm trying to get any major splotches off. Maybe put a little bit more over here because it's probably drying a little bit. Okay. And then I'm just going to take it and try to even it up as much as possible. Again, I can trim the edges again, but I'm going to try to get it nice and even before I press down. Right. And it does look like I need to trim my edges just a little bit more, but I'm going to press it nice and good. Before you trim your edges at home, give it a minute to dry. But I kind of want to show you what it'll look like. So then I'm going to take my thing and I'm just going to go to the edge and trim. And you could frame this. You could add it to a card. Maybe make it the front of a card. You can display this on your bulletin board. Whatever it is, wherever you'd like to put it. I think it makes really cool art if you want to frame it. You could even do this with like family photos. Maybe you have a picture of your dog you want to put in the middle of the paw print. Make sure you have parental unit's permission before you cut up pictures though, okay? But that is it. That is paper strip art. Thank you for joining me to make paper strip art from your Arts and Crafts tote for February.